House Republicans unveil a bill to replace the H-2A visa program. The Ag and Legal Workforce Act includes provisions that were part of a broader GOP immigration bill that was voted down just last month. However, controversy over the legislation still leaves some speculation on the future of the legislation. And joining us now from the AFBF Washington, D.C. headquarters is Public Policy and Economics Managing Director Paul Schlegel. And Paul, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. Again, Congress was expected to vote on the Ag and Legal Workforce Act this week, but it sounds like it's been delayed once again.
We hit a bit of a bump in the road, that's true. We were hoping for a vote this week, but we're confident that the leadership is behind it. I had a discussion just last night with the Speaker's office. The Speaker's committed to it. The Majority Whip is committed to it. So we hit a bump in the road, but we're hopeful we'll get a vote in September.
Can you tell us, are there any latest developments through the process, though?
Well, what we're trying to do, the important thing now is to get commitments from members and getting co-sponsors. We have a very good co-sponsor list. It's 50 or 60, which is about a lot in a week's time. We need to get more commitments. We feel, frankly, if it had come to the floor, we would have passed it. We thought the votes were there. The leadership had a different opinion. But what we're trying to do now is educate people what's in the bill, what it does, what it doesn't do, how important it is for agriculture, to make sure the growers are behind it and we can get the support we need to pass the bill.
And where does American Farm Bureau come down on this? It sounds like there's been a division among agriculture.
Well, there has been a bit, and that's a good question because it helps to explain it. The board of the American Farm Bureau has voted unanimously to support the legislation. If you look at the policy that's developed by our delegates on what they want in a program, they want the U.S. Department of Agriculture to be in charge, which it is. They want a more market-based wage. They want something that's open to oral agriculture like dairy and mushrooms. They want fewer obligations on recruitment for growers. If you lay this bill against our policy, it's an excellent bill. There has been some concern in some parts of agriculture on how it treats the current workforce, and our board is committed to fixing and shoring up and strengthening those parts of the bill. Unfortunately, there are some organizations out there that want to kill the bill, and what we're trying to point out is if we lose this opportunity, we're not going to get another opportunity probably for years, and we cannot afford to turn our backs on the needs of growers. And so we're fighting every bit we can to make sure that Congress comes up with an answer to our problem.
And Paul, it's my understanding that ag groups in California seems to be the ones that have the biggest, take the biggest issue with this, including, I believe, the California Farm Bureau itself. Is there a way to maybe modify things, or can it even happen?
Well, that is true. California Farm Bureau has taken a different position, as have the Western growers. What it comes down to a large degree, is the question of our current workforce. Nobody disagrees on the H-2C program in the bill. Everyone in agriculture agrees it's a much better program than H-2A. On the current workforce, everyone in agriculture agrees we can strengthen the bill as how it treats our current workers. We all want to do that. What it comes down to is a question of, if we don't do this bill in this Congress, we are faced with a situation where it might be years and when we get another chance. So we're ongoing dialogue with California Farm Bureau. We're talking to members of Congress, but it's really critical to remember the last time immigration labor legislation was considered in Congress was 5 years ago, 2013. The last time before that was 2007. That was 11 years ago. And the last time before that was in the 90s. We don't get these opportunities often. If we don't pass this bill, our growers, unfortunately, are going to continue to live with the status quo, the anxiety of not knowing where they're going to get the workers. We have to fix that. So we have no choice but to move ahead.
All right, Paul, as always, thank you very much for your insight. AFBF Public Policy and Economics Managing Director Paul Schlegel joining us from the AFBF Bureau in Washington, D.C.